Big Boy JC on Motivated Fitness. I got rained out of work today, so I decided to do a little video for you guys. I've been getting asked a lot lately on what I've done so far to lose my first 100 pounds. When I tell people I've done keto and I've done intermittent fasting, they always seem to ask if I can break it down in detail or put it down on paper for them, give them some kind of idea on how to start. You guys know that have been following me from the beginning. I've done a series of videos on the first 5 things to do when you're planning on losing weight or planning on going on a weight loss journey of your own. You can look those videos up anytime, but I decided to do a video and lay it out for you guys and let you know from the beginning what I've done so far up until this day today, which is June 24th, 2019. And right now I'm sitting at 101 pounds lost since January 1st of 2019, and I'm on my way down to 250, which is a total goal of 229 pounds lost. So I'm not even halfway yet, but I got a good jump on it. I'm feeling good about it. My weight loss train is on track, and I'm happy about that. Is your weight loss train on track? If not, maybe you want to stick around. And if you're trying to lose weight and you're worried about gaining weight back, this is the channel for you. If you haven't subscribed already and you're watching this video right now, first I want to thank you, but please subscribe, like and comment on my videos, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on my weigh-ins on the first of every month. Okay, so a little backstory first, guys. In the beginning, I was 479 pounds. I got that weight due to an injury that took me out of my lifelong passion of powerlifting and bodybuilding, and I just continued to eat heavy without training. Couldn't train. My arm was paralyzed for a year and a half. I couldn't use my right arm, and I just let things slip and get out of control. There's really no excuse for it, having the knowledge that I have, letting myself get to that point, but it did, and that's neither here nor there right now. I'm on top of it, and I'm fixing it. So in December of 2018, when I found out I weighed 479 pounds at 48 years old, I knew that death was just right around the corner waiting on me, waiting for me to, keep going in that direction, and it was waiting to pick me up. And, I wasn't ready to go yet. I'm not ready to go. So I decided to make a change, and I set a plan date, set a start date, which was going to be January 1st, 2019. And that's when I was going to get back on track and regain my life back and, get rid of some of the physical and mental conditions that I developed over that period of time, gaining that weight up to 479 pounds. The physical stuff was like my feet hurt, my legs hurt, lower legs hurt, my knees were getting worse, my lower back, just all kinds of issues with walking. I couldn't walk at all. I was having a hard time sleeping. I developed a bad case of sleep apnea, which was really bad. We'll talk about that in another video. But I was going downhill fast, and if I didn't put a stop to it, I wasn't going to be living very much longer. I don't even know if I'd have made it till this date of today, to be honest with you. So I knew I had to make a change, and I knew that I didn't want to do diets or weight loss journeys like I've seen other people do, where they drop a lot of weight really fast and then they turn right around and gain it back. I'm not about that. I'm not about the yo-yo diet. So I took my knowledge and my experience from always being in shape and working out and helping other people train, and even writing nutritional programs for other people in the past. I took the knowledge that I had, those tools that I had, and put them to use, put them to paper, so to speak, and decided to drop this weight. But I wanted to do it in a sensible way, and I wanted to be able to maintain my weight loss when I get to my goal. So the key that I've always told people in the past is, you don't want to drop that weight too fast. You want to drop it slowly but steady, and always readjust your lifestyle of eating to keep on top of your metabolism and to keep the weight coming off, and picking up these different tools along the way to learn how to control what you eat and control your weight without vigorous exercise on a daily basis, or cutting your calories way back to where you're just starving yourself all the time. That's no way to lose weight, and it's pretty much inevitable that life will happen and you will not be able to make it to the gym at some point in time, maybe due to an injury, or you just get tired of going, or like I said, life happens. Maybe you got married, maybe you had a child, maybe you had something else happen in your family where it changed your everyday life. And so by relying on weight loss through a great calorie restricted diet, or working your ass off in the gym every day is not sustainable for, I would say, probably 90% of the people out there, unless you're a professional athlete or something. So with that being said, when January 1st rolled around, I'd already had it in my mind for a month or so that I was going to start on January 1st. So I started mentally preparing and getting myself ready for this war that was ahead of me. And what I mean by that is I started, doing light things, like I started omitting breads and pastas, potatoes, rice and stuff out of my diet, because I knew, that I had a problem with carbs and gaining weight. I knew that my whole life, and most people, that if you eat, bread, pizza or something like that, and you gain 5 pounds, that you're carb sensitive, and carbs are just not going to help you get to your weight loss goal. So I knew that, from years ago. So I started cutting out breads, rices, potatoes, pastas, and all that stuff out. That was one of the first steps. The second one is I like to drink juice, grape juice, orange juice, apple juice, things of that nature. I love those kind of drinks. They're sugary, they're sweet, they have a ton of carbohydrates in it, and a lot of people that are out there trying to diet, they think juice is good for them, but it's high in sugars, high in carbohydrates, and it's detrimental to weight loss. So you got to cut those out. So I knew I had to cut those out, so I started cutting that out. I stopped eating any kind of candy, any kind of sweets in the way of desserts, pies or puddings, ice creams, or anything like that. I started cutting those out, and that's a bunch of basic stuff. But when you're getting ready to start the war of a lifetime and lose a ton of weight, if you're morbidly obese, that's the way you need to start your weight loss journey, is start by cutting out the things that are detrimental to weight loss. Start cutting those things out, getting your body acclimated to not eating those types of food, or wean yourself off of those types of foods, and start getting ready for a healthier eating regimen. So I started that first very quickly. I even started that maybe a week before January 1st. I started eliminating those things, and I knew that I was going to eat protein, and I knew that I was going to eat vegetables and get most of my carbs through way of vegetables. So when I went to the grocery store that first day, I went and got a bunch of different types of proteins, chicken breast, got a little bit of fish, I got some beef, ground beef, I got a bunch of ground turkey. I figured that was going to be my main source, and that's what I ate, was that and vegetables. And I still drank, in the beginning there, I still drank a few diet sodas here and there even, because I wasn't fully weaned off of sodas and stuff like that. I did cut out the juice, but I still wanted that soda, so I'd still drink diet sodas. So I did that for a while, and I knew later on that I was going to have to eliminate that as well, but I wasn't ready to do it then, so I didn't do it. So that's what I mean by a snail's pace wins the race when it comes to weight loss. But that's the way I pretty much ate in the beginning. And within a couple of weeks of starting my diet on January 1st, I started following a more basic keto lifestyle. And I'll put that a picture of that menu that I used. I got it right here. I'll go ahead and post it right here for a second, let you check this out. But yeah, that's the keto menu that I used after the first couple of weeks, and I started eating off that menu pretty much. I could feel my body changing. I could feel me dropping weight already. And like I said, at 479 pounds, I had a lot of weight to lose. So I was dropping weight already. I knew I didn't want to weigh myself and get into that rut of weighing every day. And two, at 479 pounds, I didn't have a scale that would weigh me. So I knew I had to lose some weight first before I could even get on a scale. So I bought a scale that went to 450. I knew I had to get below 450 before the scale would weigh me, so I held off the first month, didn't weigh. About the third or fourth week in, I started incorporating intermittent fasting in with the basic keto, so now I'm using two tools. I'm using basic keto and I'm using intermittent fasting, okay? And like I always say, the more tools you have in your toolbox, the more apt you are to lose weight and get to your goal and keep that weight off, because you got to change it up. You got to change it up every now and then. So anyway, so now I'm using keto with intermittent fasting about the third week, and I'm in an 8-hour window. I'm using an 8-hour window to eat. So I'm taking 8 hours throughout the day, and that's the time that I got allotted to eat. After that 8 hours, I wouldn't eat anything until the next day, until my 8-hour period came back around. So I slowly started every 4 or 5 days. I would jump that back, an hour, and try to close that window. And eventually, I closed my eating window from 8 hours all the way down to 4 hours. I shaved 4 hours off, and then I was eating 2 meals in 4 hours a day, and I did that for a while. So I don't know, maybe another week or two I did that, and then I said, you know what, I'm going to push it a little even further and get more benefits from the intermittent fasting. So I pushed it to 1 meal a day. So now I'm only eating 1 meal a day at 9 o'clock at night, and I'm eating, within my macro chart. I'm eating like 5% carbs, and I was eating 30% proteins, and I was eating 65% fats. So the typical keto diet would have you eat 75 or 80% fats, but I cut my fat back down because I didn't want to, I didn't want to try to use too much fat, and I knew that it would come to an end sooner or later. So I was getting myself ready for that. So I started my keto on a 65, 30, and 5% ratio. And I stayed on that, and I would make sure my meal fell in that parameters every night at 9 o'clock, and I would eat, and I would get stuffed. And I was noticing at the time that I think I was supposed to be eating like 3,200 calories a day, and there was no way I could eat 3,200 calories in one meal following that keto ratio there. So I was under eating on my calories, but I wasn't getting hungry throughout the day, and I wasn't starving myself. I was eating as much as I possibly could at 9 o'clock. And after the first 60 days, I decided to do a weigh-in video for you guys here on YouTube. And I got my new scale out. I opened it up, I put it down, and stepped on the scale. When I stepped on the scale, I had lost 65 pounds from where I was 2 months earlier. So when I saw 65 pounds being lost, I was happy. I was really shocked that I lost that much weight, because I was thinking I lost maybe 20, 25 pounds. But when I came to 65 pounds being lost, it really shocked me. And at the same time, it scared the hell out of me, to be honest with you, because, you know, I knew that I was losing it really fast, and I didn't want to get into that rut of fast weight loss and then something change and then the weight start piling back on and get out of control and maybe even go up to 500 pounds this time. So I kind of put the brakes on. I wanted to start eating a little bit more calories, so I went from the 1 meal a day to back to about 2 meals a day, and I shut that window down. You know, I opened it back up from 1 hour of eating a day to 4 hours. And I went back and started eating like that, trying to slow the weight loss down a little bit, just trying to get some more calories in my system. I was still doing by this time I was doing a full-on keto, not just the basic keto. I was kind of a strict keto with the intermittent fasting. And I was eating, my main source of food was ground turkey and chicken breast or chicken thighs. And then I was eating broccoli every day, or a salad. So that was my main food. I did that for a while. The third month I lost 13 pounds, so I dropped it considerably from the first 2 months. Went down to 13 pounds, I think, the third month. The fourth month, when I weighed again, I was still eating the same regimen, doing about 2 meals a day, eating the same type of foods. I did start weight training just a little bit. I haven't done any cardio yet at all. Still, even to this day, I haven't done any type of cardio yet. But I did start doing a little bit of weight training, resistance, strength training. Started doing that a little bit, just trying to get my body used to going back into the gym. So it wasn't like really on a regular basis, just a few times. And then that fourth month, I can't remember to be exact, but I think I lost about 8 pounds or something like that. And then that fifth month, I only lost 3 pounds. So with me only losing 3 pounds, I figured that either, you know, I was starting to build a little bit of muscle back, which was making up some of the weight, or, you know, my diet just wasn't working as it was in the beginning, and I needed to change something up. So this is what I mean, guys, by having different tools in your toolbox that you can reach in and grab. And what most people do that do keto and any type of intermittent fasting, once they get to that plateau and they start flattening out, they try something different. And a lot of people do what I did next. They go to carnivore. So I wanted to try the carnivore. I started off about a little over a month and a half ago to try it, and it felt like I was going to have issues with going to the bathroom, so I stopped it. I did some more research, I talked to some more people, and I decided to try it again. And I'm glad I did. Once I dropped from strict keto to carnivore, I could feel the weight start coming off again and moving pretty good. And I had more control of it, and my metabolism changed again. So now I'm on all-out carnivore, pretty strict carnivore. I'm eating mainly just ground beef, steak, you know, some chicken thighs here and there, pork tenderloin every once in a while, eggs, and bacon. I'm eating some bacon every once in a while, but that's pretty much it. No vegetables, no breads whatsoever, and no fruits whatsoever. So it's just all animal protein. I do have some grass-fed butter I put on sometimes if I get a piece of meat that might be leaner, you know, like the pork tenderloin or something like that. I might eat some grass-fed butter with it just to give me a little bit more fat. But I'm going to tell you, since I went to carnivore, my stomach feels better. It's not as bloated. I don't feel full all the time. I just feel right. It feels good, and I feel light on my feet and my knees and legs and everything like that. I've got less inflammation in those. I can walk. I adjusted my pedometer on my phone the other day. Used to before when I weighed 479 pounds. if I put 1,000 steps on a pedometer, I was killing myself in a day because of all the pain that I went through just to get those 1,000 steps done. Now I've moved it up to 3,500 a day. So what I do when I go out and work, I come home and I look at my pedometer, and if I'm below that 3,500, then I put the shoes on, get out, and I just go walk down the road a little bit until I hit my 3,500. I'm going to do that for maybe another month, and then I'm going to up it to 5,000 steps a day and try to work my way up to 5,000. So I'm slowly increasing my regular everyday exercise as far as walking goes. I park farther away from the grocery store when I go. I walk through the whole grocery store instead of trying to hurry up and get in and take shortcuts. I just walk around and add extra steps by using that pedometer. So that helps. That's another tool in my toolbox, along with keto, along with intermittent fasting, along with the carnivore diet. So that's basically where I'm at right now on the 24th of June. I'm sitting at about 101 pounds lost since January 1st. And that's basically how I did it. I started out slow, omitting things that I knew were detrimental to the weight loss, and started just eating things like that, eating healthier, cutting out the bad things, keep going on with the good things. And then I went to keto, not even really a strict keto, kind of a sloppy keto or a lazy keto is what they call it, what they term it to be. But yeah, go check that list out, pause it, take a screenshot of it, put it in your wallet, eat off of that. If you're just starting out keto for the first time, see what it does to you, see how it makes you feel, and then go from there. And that's with any diet, folks. I mean, if you're gonna change the way you eat, you just have to really, really take mental notes of what's happening with your body, how you feel when you eat certain things, if it's making you lose weight or gain weight, and always keep adjusting, always keep reaching in that toolbox and grabbing another tool out to see if that helps you. The tools that work, keep them. The tools that don't work, get rid of them. You know, build your toolbox like you need it to be successful in your weight loss journey, like I'm going to be in mine. So I hope this video helps you guys out, and helps you guys that are contemplating weight loss or maybe struggling with weight loss. I hope it helps you see how I did it. You know, and again, not everybody's the same, but you know, I still gonna preach, you know, the snail's pace wins the race, and you don't want to go too fast or you will gain it back. Look at all the biggest losers. They cut their calories drastically. They exercise for 8 hours a day. Yeah, they lost a ton of weight, but all of those people have gained it back, and that's not what we're here to do. We're here to get our bodies healthy, to get the weight off, live a lifestyle that you want to live, and live it the rest of your life, not have to worry about gaining weight again. And I promise you, once you start, and you start learning different tools, and you learn how to use them, and learn how your body reacts to them, you start building that confidence. You gain the confidence in knowing what to eat, when to eat it, and how your body reacts to it. And that right there gives you the strength to keep going, and the mental fortitude to say, hey, I'm going to make it this time, and nothing's going to stop me, and I'm not going to go back. I'm not ever going to go back. You know, I have gotten rid of all my big clothes. You see me wearing this stuff all the time. This thing used to be tight on me, but I have gotten rid of all my bigger clothes. I've given them away, sold them, whatever I had to do, but I got them out of my closet. I don't want to look at them, and I don't want to ever think about going back to 479 pounds. If I do, I'm not going to be living very much longer. So, you know, that was a big wake-up call for me. But find out whatever your wake-up call is. Pick a start date. Get yourself mentally prepared to do battle and get going. Come on, guys. That's what I'm putting this channel out here for, so you can see my struggles, see the way I do it, and so maybe can give you guys some motivation. You guys, by subscribing to my channel, give me motivation to keep pushing forward and get to that end goal. So I want to thank you guys for that. So remember, here in about 7 days, I got a weigh-in video coming for you guys, and I'm going to see how much weight I've lost this last month. So make sure you have that notification bell smashed so you don't miss out on that video. I'm going to try to start putting more videos, at least I'm going to try to do 2 videos a week from now on. So make sure you got that notification bell smashed so you don't miss out on those. And like I always say, guys, if I can do it, you can do it. So just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Get that locomotive to your weight loss train moving like mine is, and you know, keep on going. You can do it. I know you can. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.